Alright guys, I'm back here in the shop. As you can tell by the title of this video, me and my wife and I were able to complete some insulation install, starting on that, and I was able to tackle the outfeed workstation. So I'd like to just quickly go over the walls. I purchased some 1-inch foil backing on each side from a guy who had major discount on it. He gets a hold of these seconds from the actual supplier, so it's a drastic discount. This stuff has, I believe, an R value of 8, so it's pretty good for 1 inch, so I decided to go with that. But we got enough to get us started, and we're going to have to go back and get the rest to finish it up. But my wife was able to install that while I was working on the work table. So let me just take you around real quick. Was able to just do a couple walls. You can see it's goes in pretty good. Just bought some nails with the flanges on them to hold it up. Not too many of them, just enough to tack it up and hold up. And when I put the plywood up, we'll screw that into the girts. But like I said, she put that up for me. And I was able to work on the work table. So I would like to go over some things that I added to this and see what you guys have to say. Okay, so I'm going to try this without it being too awkward here, and can't see too much of my face here, but I'm going to try and do the best I can to handle the camera and talk and what I've done. We're going to start on the one side. You can see behind me here, there's the table as it was before. There's the end of the table. There's the other end. You can see here I added a big shelf. Right now I just have some skill saws and some bigger tools in here, and this obviously will change over time when I decide what I want to put in there. I did make my own handles. I have one on the other side that I'll show you as well. These are, I drilled and tapped these. This is like a 632 standoff. You can kind of see here they're threaded, and then I just added the screws obviously on the other side. So I thought I'd just give it a try and made a couple of them. I added a drill and tool holder here. I know normally, which I do have one in the garage right now. I have a charging station with drills right now, but I'm really trying to make this table where everything that you do assembly wise and things like that are here right now. That'll obviously change as I get more tools, get better organized, things, different additions and stuff like that. But I'm planning on keeping these here. I will have a charging station over there, but to me it's literally like 4 feet away, so I'm not too worried about it. One of the reasons, and I have another compartment just like this on the other side, I'm noticing some issues with, I'll be up here assembling, and all of a sudden I got to make some more rip cuts with some plywood. Now I've got all of my stuff on the table, and I had nowhere to put it. Everything was starting to get piled on the floor, and it was a pain in the butt. So the other side has a full compartment like this. So if you're working on the table, you can just grab your stuff, throw it in the compartment, cut your wood, and then it's all right back there with you. So that's why I did that. I do have to add a handle to this. What I decided to do is have a piece of plywood. I'm not too worried about the drawer slides on here. It seems to be holding just fine, but I'm going to hang like new blades for the table saw, push sticks, things like that. You can see I have on the other side as well. I don't know what that was. It was a little bright. But like I said, I'm going to add a handle here so that everything is quick access. So I liked how that turned out as well. I do have a small drawer. It's got our safety gear in it, safety glasses, earplugs, RZ masks. I do recommend that you guys get these. These have been working pretty good. Obviously I don't have a full dust collection, and they come in handy even with the fine dust in the air. So I've got a couple, I bought a couple of these drawer pulls from a hobby store. Little bolt. I probably could have made my own, but it was a lot easier. I added 3 drawers here. As you can see, so far I have all of my fixturing for my pocket holes. I added this little slide here that if I needed to get to the clamps in the back, I have everything that I need. I can slide this up. I can get these out with no problem. So I kind of like how that all turned out. I made these drawers about 8 inches deep. You see I got a bunch of drill bits, everything in here. And again, since I don't want to waste this depth here, I may add another slide like I did on this top one, and it'll just add more storage. And of course I got the 3rd drawer, nothing in it. I did add these drawer pulls. My son, of course, him and I, we love Marvel, so he wanted some drawer pulls from Marvel out here, since this will be his shop as well. So I think these actually turned out pretty cool. I bought these from a hobby store as well. So let's go to the other side. Oh, and of course I have these 3 shelves from before that's mimicked on the other side. Let's walk around here. Okay, some of the same things. The other side, I added this drawer here. I have my sander and some bigger sheets. Of course, I have another palm sander in the garage that I'll add into there. I built this sanding disc for my sander. It's got 60, 80, 120, 150, and 220, and then of course I've got slots for more. I did add this kind of wider slot so that I can cut some of the bigger sheets and slide in there. So you've seen these from before. I've got a bunch of hardware in here. I am hoping at some point to get 3 more of these for the other side, and then I should be all set for a lot of hardware. Some of this is already empty on these, so I should be able to have enough room for those. You saw this drawer before. I actually changed the dimensions to make it a little deeper. Right now, it's just got my pencils and tape measure, combination square and level. I'm probably going to build like some separation compartments in here for the pencils, just to kind of give it a cleaner look, because when you open it, everything just kind of slides out and it just rolls all over the place, and I want it to be better organized. So this is another one of those bolt drawer pulls. And then over here, I added, of course, another big drawer. I just have a router in there for now, but as soon as I start bringing stuff in, it'll be fun kind of organizing it and making it my own. And this is one of the bins I was talking about. I'm not a big fan of, I like everything to be in drawers, just so that it's hidden. And this, I'm hoping, is just mainly for, like I said earlier, is if you're working on the table and you need to just grab stuff, throw it in here real quick, do anything that you need to do as far as, you know, plywood cuts and everything like that, and then everything's just right back to where it's at. So that is pretty much it. One other thing that I wanted to go over just real quick, if anybody's interested on how I did it. As far as the construction of these drawers, it's 3/4 inch plywood, and I did use 1/2 inch on the bottoms, especially the big ones here. This construction, I didn't use pocket holes. I simply, I cut dados in the bottom so that the 1/2 inch plywood would slide in. I don't have a dado blade. I actually just kept adjusting my saw blade on the table saw. It didn't take too long. And then over here, I just simply put some screws in the sides. I glued and screwed. I didn't do pocket holes or anything like that. I wasn't too concerned on looks and stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions on how I did that, I'd be sure to comment on that and get back with you. It's very simple construction. I basically built this thing as I went. The table wasn't exactly square, so I couldn't really lay out a lot ahead of time. because I had to take some fine adjustments on some cuts and make it fit. So, but other than that, it came out pretty well for construction grade. I mean, I built this thing out of 2x4s and some plywood, so I was pretty happy with how square it was. The drawer pull installation was easy. I went to fix this, build that, and got a lot of pointers from him. I built basically spacers. I put the spacers in there, set the drawer pulls on, the drawer slides, I'm sorry, and screwed those in, and it was simple as that. Put like a 1/4 inch spacer under the drawer, pulled it out a little bit, brought this out flush, put 1 screw in it, 2 screws. I pulled the whole drawer out, added the 3rd screw in this, and slid everything right back in. Again, if you guys want to get with me and make a comment and ask me some questions on how I did anything, I will be happy to reply to those and get back with you as soon as I can. But that pretty much wraps it up for today. I just wanted to quickly go over some things that I've been able to do, and I'm actually hoping the next thing is to start bringing stuff in from the garage and start getting some drawers and figuring out if I need to build any more small compartments in additions to the table if I can. I'd really like to leave this as this is where all of the main assembly goes, so everything that we do, everything that we're initially going to need is at this table. I don't have a shop that's huge, so it's not going to be too far of a walk for anything else, but I really just want everything that I possibly can at this table. But I'm happy with how it turned out, and I'm hoping to get going on, I spoke briefly on a table for a lathe for my wife. She's been sitting on the floor right now. As you can see, there's a little bench. So her birthday's coming up, so I'm hoping to get that table built for her and get her going on that. So I appreciate all you guys watching. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the subscribe button, and I'm hoping to have another video out real soon. I'm trying to do the weekly thing, but sometimes it's tough to do that. So, but just bear with me, and again, if you like what you're watching, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.